Hey everybody, this is Jessica Lynn of Jessica Lynn Original Studios. Welcome. Today I thought it would be really fun to create an art piece, and so I designed the stained glass window from the Netflix Wednesdays series. And I have always been a huge fan of the Addams family, and it took me a little while to get into the Netflix show, but I'm really starting to dig it. I know I'm a little behind, so I'm not completely done. I've got 2 more episodes left. One of the things, though, that I really fell in love with was that beautiful stained glass window. I think it is absolutely gorgeous, and if somebody knows how to make it, I would absolutely love one. So I thought, you know what, let's go ahead and color this in. Now, I'm using Copic markers, and if you have a Hobby Lobby anywhere near you, you may want to take a look. It sounds like they're discontinuing having Copic markers in their store, and I was able to pick up a bunch of them for $1.99 each. So again, I don't work for them, but if you are looking for Copic markers, you may want to take a look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I printed this off. Now this is a digital image, this window that I made. You can go and download that in my store if you're interested. And then you could color that in and make your own. I went ahead and I picked out all of the colors based on the image that I found online of the actual window. And one of the things that I love about this actual stained glass is that it's got a lot of variants of color in it. And so I thought the first thing we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and color the beautiful colorful side. And then on Wednesday's side, I'll just use grays and blacks to kind of just add some shadows and highlights. So we're going to go ahead and color this up, and then we will color in Wednesday as well. And while we're coloring, I'm just going to send you a reminder, don't forget to go ahead and like this video and subscribe. I'd love to have you back while we do more of these type of creations. Gosh, the stained glass is looking so good. I cannot wait. I've got a really fun idea. We're going to try and see if we can make it actually look like glass. But I'm going to use a white ink pen to kind of give us some shadows. So first I've got to get a lot of coloring done here. So I thought, well, let's just throw out a couple of Addams family trivia pieces, right? So if I was to say to you, what member of the family was electrical? Well, of course, you'd say it was probably Uncle Fester, right? Because he was always lighting up light bulbs and he was creating circuits and stuff like that. What language drives Gomez wild when Morticia speaks it? Well, of course, that's French. We remember Raul Julia, anytime that Morticia would speak French. Let's see. Here's a good one, since we're talking Wednesday here. In the TV show, and I don't remember in the movies if they actually said it, but in the TV show, Wednesday had a doll. And in the movie, Pugsley had it, I believe, and I think she was beheaded, but I don't think they actually said her name, but I know it did in the TV show. So that was a hint. So if you said Marie Antoinette, that is totally correct. You can see here, I'm going to go ahead and start coloring Wednesday in. I'll put the link down if you like this image. This one I did not draw. I did not draw Wednesday, but I'll link the website down below where you can purchase her. I got it actually off of an Etsy account, and I absolutely love it. I think it just screams Wednesday to me. So I will put that link down below if you are interested in that. So I've got another one for you. The Addamses, their house. Do you remember what their address was? Again, these are just great trivia facts to just know if you ever go somewhere and need to, you know, remember stuff for trivia or to win a contest like that. They lived at 0001 Cemetery Lane. So outside of the Addams family house, I just love doing Addams trivia while I'm coloring here. I love how she looks. I think she looks so beautiful. And I love that she has kind of her art. It almost looks like she's sleeping. But I love the way this is coloring in. And I was so excited. I found all these Copic markers at Hobby Lobby. And they were currently on sale for $1.99. So if you have a Hobby Lobby, go check it out. So in the Addams family, they always had a sign in front of their house. Do you remember what that sign said? In front of the Addams family house, there was a sign that said, "Beware of Thing." And you know Thing, he was the hand that was missing the rest of its body. And little fact here, in the TV show, the part of Thing was usually played by the same guy who played Lurch. And in the television show, Thing was always right-handed. But he said every once in a while, for an episode here or there, he would use his left hand just to see if anybody was paying attention. So what a fun Easter egg. Now you know that Thing is right-handed, right? And he was also played by the guy who played Lurch. So that's kind of a fun... See, I love trivia stuff. It's always fun, especially while you're coloring and creating art. Oh, she is looking so pretty. I can't wait to see this one all done. Do you guys remember who Cousin It is? I always remember in the movie, remember that lady dates Cousin It and he has like his own little car. Like that was hilarious to me. Cousin It was, he was all hair. So, and it says here, Morticia would say, although he looks like an it, everyone calls him a he. In fact, Gomez and Morticia try to get Cousin It to marry in the TV show Morticia's sister. So, again, more fun facts. So now I'm going to come in, and this is actually a white ink pen. It's almost like drawing with paint. And because it's too stark against her hair, like it's too white, once it dries, I'm going to come back with a light gray just to kind of tone down how bright that white is, just because I think it's almost just a little too bright for her. But I love adding the little hints of white. I think it solves all kinds of issues, highlights, shadows, especially when you're coloring with a lot of black. Now, to make the stained glass look like glass with reflection, I'm literally going to draw on each pane some white highlights, and then I'm going to come back in with gray and add some shadows so they all kind of blend together, which is one of the things I love about Copic markers. It's why I invested in a whole bunch of them, especially at the great price, right? So you can see I put some gray highlights in there, and then once I get this all finalized, I'm going to come back in with some glossy accents. If you've never used it, a lot of people use glossy accents for like eyeballs. What it does is it makes it almost appear to be like glassy looking, like if you put it on eyeballs, it'll almost make it look like you're tearing up. And I really love it. It is truly one of my other favorite. You know, I like the foam risers, I love the Copics, but I always love coloring with the Copics and then coming back with the glossy accents just to make it sparkle. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my brother's Scan and Cut. These are digital stamps, so these are digital images that I downloaded and printed, so there's no die cuts. So I have to go in, and it's the one reason I love the brother's Scan and Cut so much. I mean, there's a ton of other reasons, but it's one of the reasons. And what I love is that I can go in, decide, okay, here, find my image just like this. Do I want a border? Do I not want a border? And it'll cut it out. Now, I did get a little smudging around it, so you can see it cut out just a little bit extra on that upper right-hand side. Kind of looks like a cloud, but that's fine. It doesn't bother me. It's not a big deal. But I love it because it went through and it cuts her nice and close to the image. I didn't have to have a die cut that I lined up. It already did a lot of the work for me. So I really like that. And the Brother Scan and Cut, it's a great tool. I'll tell you, I bought it and I let it sit for almost a year because I was intimidated by it, and then I was like, okay, I paid too much money for this, I have to go and learn it. And once I did that, perfect. So All right, well, while we're cutting, let's do a little more trivia here while we finish this up. Now, the goal of this is not to be a card. It's going to be an 8x11 just piece of art that I think would look really great in a frame. I didn't want to make the stained glass too small, so it's nice and big. I mean, I think it's 6x6. So I really like that. So Lurch, who is the butler, how tall do you think he is? Lurch was 6'9". That's crazy, super tall. Who played Gomez Addams in the television show? It was John Astin. And John Astin, you probably know his son. He was a hobbit, right? So it's so crazy to me to think, you know, that he was Gomez, and then his son, Sean, was Samwise Gamgee in The Lord of the Rings. It's so cool. I love that. Fun stuff. Let's see. Another good one. This is a fun one. Here's a nice fun trivia question about the Addams family. Where did the money come from? One of the last episodes, they said that there was a pirate who was Long John Addams, and he was marrying with a dread pirate, Sylvia, who is very, very rich, and thanks to that marriage, no Addams ever had to work again. Does Wednesday have a middle name? Like, that's always a fun one. It says, none of the Addams had first names till the original TV series in the 60s, which gave them one. And during that television show, Wednesday got a middle name, which arrived early in the TV series, and her middle name was Friday. Which is kind of odd. Like, I've never heard it referenced otherwise. But very interesting. I love fun trivia. It's crazy to think, like, you know, all that stuff is sort of just folklore of all of it. Super fun. Of the following, let's see, it says Morticia's. So she had a couple of favorite hobbies Morticia did: cutting out paper dolls, knitting, feeding her plants, or fishing. In almost every episode you see her feeding her plants, and this was a television show. In other episodes she cuts out paper dolls with 2 heads or 3 legs. In some you see her knitting. They did that a lot in the movies. And the one thing she never did was fishing. Although her and Gomez did have piranhas that they fed on a regular basis. So some fun and interesting Addams Family trivia. Now now that I've got this all put on the page, I'm just adding some fun little lines around it. I always like to add an artistic feel to it. Again, it's all in foam riser, so it's 3-dimensional, which looks so cool. I absolutely love this. I am so happy with it. And I did tilt. You might say, why did I tilt the stained glass? Because it really gave a better contrast to Wednesday in the way she looked on the page. You can see the glossy accents just really look cool. And in person, it looks like glass. It's really cool behind her. I am so happy with this. I hope that you enjoyed a little bit of Addams Family fun trivia and facts. I hope you enjoyed coloring with me as well and designing this. Again, my name is Jessica Lynn. I'm the owner of Jessica Lynn Original Studios at jessicalynoriginal.com. I ask that you please go ahead and subscribe to our channel, and then don't forget to like this video. And I'd love to hear from you. Who is your favorite Addams? Take care, everybody.